Imagine if the people meant to love, protect, and nourish you were actually the people that hurt you the most. My name is Lexi Salo, and today I will be doing my nonfiction book project over the book A Child Called It by Dave Pelzer. As a brief overview of the book, this story is a true, personal story from the author, Dave Pelzer, about his abusive childhood that was brought forth to him by his own mother. This book has 7 different important parts that I'll be going over today, which each consist its own specific detailed events that happen in Dave's life. The first section of the book I will be going over today is titled The Rescue. This section is exactly what it sounds like in a sense that it describes the moments Dave finally got rescued from his abusive childhood. This section of the book, being at the beginning rather than the end, where you would typically find it, can serve 2 different important roles. The first role being engaging the reader to want to read more with the questions of what did Dave's life look like and what could he possibly have needed rescued from. The second role, the ending of the book being placed at the beginning, can play, is in representing that just because Dave got rescued does not necessarily mean it was the end of his story. In fact, there are actually 3 more books that take place after this one describing his life. The second section of the book I'll be going over is titled Good Times. This section is meant to represent Dave's life from the ages of about 0 to 5 years old when his family was depicted as the picture-perfect family. The Pelzer family often participated in many typical family traditions such as family dinner, decorating for holidays, and family vacations. Dave also described one of his favorite childhood memories of going to Chinatown in San Francisco with his mom and brothers exploring the different activities. At the time, Dave truly thought his life couldn't get any better until it all took a turn, which brings me into my next section called Bad Boy. In this section, Dave's mother is described as turning from caring to kind to cruel and cold. Along with this, Dave's discipline for being naughty quickly turned into abusive punishments. Dave's punishments from his mother quickly escalated from being sent to the cold, dark garage to being hit repeatedly when he couldn't fight back anymore, to eventually getting put on a burning hot stove with no clothes on. Thankfully, Dave was able to find different escape tactics, such as school, that gave him hope for his future. Dave first describes this feeling on page 43 when he says, "I knew for the first time that I could survive. I decided that I would use any tactic I could think of to defeat Mother or to delay her from her grisly obsession. I knew if I wanted to live, I would have to think ahead. I could no longer cry like a helpless baby. In order to survive, I could never give in to her." Dave's survival instincts first take place in the next section titled The Fight for Food. Starvation was a common form of punishment Dave's mom used on him, and oftentimes he would only get leftover cereal from his brothers. Because of this, Dave had to find his own ways to eat. He would steal food from his classmates, sneak off to the gas station during school, or go to the neighborhood houses and ask for food. Sometimes, if Dave was extra lucky, his father, who he viewed as his hero, would even sneak him a little bit of extra food. However, as soon as Dave's mom found the different methods he was using to get food, she quickly shut it down by making him throw up all of his meals every single night. Her cruel behavior continued in the next section titled The Accident. In this section, Dave describes one of the most gruesome but also best memories he had of his mother. He described this event on page 86 to 87, saying, "Something looked wrong, very wrong. I strained to focus my eyes on Mother. She had begun to wave the knife in her right hand. Mother's whole body began to weave back and forth. For a moment, I thought she was going to fall. I focused all of my attention on Mother's face. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw a blurred object fly from her hand. A sharp pain erupted from just above my stomach. I tried to remain standing, but my legs gave out, and my whole world turned black." After this horrible incident, though, his mother started treating him differently, providing him with extra care, allowing him to play with his brothers, and giving him full meals. This treatment did not last long, though, and she soon turned back to her cruel self. The next section I'll be going over is titled While Father is Away. Dave looked up to his father as his role model, hero, and savior. Because of this, when his protecting father was gone, that is often when his punishments were the worst. As his father became more distant to the household, his common punishments became a nightly routine. Every night, he would have a mix of the worst punishments imaginable, such as sitting in a cold bathtub all night long to go straight outside for the rest of the night, or being locked in a bathroom with a mixture of Clorox and ammonia to create a DIY gas chamber. This behavior from his mother continued until the last section, titled The Lord's Prayer. By this time of the story, Dave had lost all hope that he once had. On 136, he said, "At the core of my soul, I hated myself more than anybody or anything. I came to believe that everything had happened to me or around me was my own fault because I had let it go on for so long." And on 153, he says, "That day, I wished Mother would have mercy and kill me quickly." By this time, not only was his mother punishing him, but his brothers and classmates also treated him differently. That is, until his homeroom teacher, Mr. Ziegler, saved him from his torture. After reading this heartbreaking story, I was left with a powerful message that I'll never forget. And as a family that does foster care, this story had a great impact on me and my family. I would recommend this #1 worldwide best-selling book to anybody. I believe that it's a very moving book that can leave a reader with different perspectives of a person's life.